Hey guys, AB here bringing you a brand new video, and in today's video we are doing an update deck profile, and today I'm going to be doing our Green Machine decks. Um, I promised you guys a while back get this one up, and life's just been really busy right now, so I really haven't been able to post as much as I had promised, and I apologize for that. I have a ton of Destiny videos saved as well, so I'm going to start posting those up a lot more often as well. But I promised you guys this deck. Curse of the Frozen Cask comes out tomorrow. Um, I'm hoping to get my booster box by Monday at the latest, because the seller shipped it out today, the booster box. I contacted them, and that's all set up, so I should have the booster box by Monday at the very latest, and if I'm lucky, probably Saturday, and if I'm super lucky, tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited to do that opening for you guys. But today we have our Green Machines, and we'll get right to it. And obviously, first up, as you already saw, we have Machine of the Machine Lord. Um, this basically runs the deck. This is the best card in the deck. Obviously, it's the ruler. But what makes this card specifically so good is that you pay X amount, you get a machine from your deck and put it to your hand. Simple, right? Then you J-activate him, and you get out our J-Ruler. He is really, really good. You push for game with this guy because you get 3 machines, no matter the cost, from your hands, and put them into the field right after this one. And his God Art is you pay 3 Resonators and no attribute you control can't be destroyed this turn, which is also really helpful. But usually I don't use that part of the effect. So usually when I summon this ruler, I'm usually pushing for game, and you'll see why soon with other cards. This is also a mono build, so I'm not pulling out all 10 Wind Magic Stones, but 10 Wind Magic Stones. Put that there. And then we'll do our 1-drop Resonators. First up, we have 4 Clockwork Soldiers. This is a really good card, mainly because not only is it just a 3/3 with target attack, you can pay every one you pay, it gains 200 attack, but it dies at the end of the turn, which sucks. But you can get over a lot of stuff if need be with this. But usually it's sort of just a 1-drop to throw into play to make it easier sometimes to use specific cards within this deck, and we'll get to those soon enough. Then our other 1-drop machine in this deck is 1 Mechanical Sprite. I like running one of these because not only is it just another 1-drop machine, but if you pay 1, it gains flying, and this can really help with our Maribel that I'll show you later. It can soak up that flying ability if need be. I've used it on several occasions, and I just really like having 1 of this. It feels right having 1 in my opinion. Next one, we have our mana ramp cards. We have our Moonbreeze Elf, who can't be targeted for an attack, but if you tap her, she produces 1 Moon Will, which is really good because almost all the deck is void anyway. So then we have our 4 Wind Sprites. Does the same thing as the other one, except it can be attacked, and this one produces Light Will. So that's also a good card. You have 8 mana ramps, or I should say will ramps, really, for the deck, and it's really helpful having all 8 of those, actually. Very consistent getting them into your hand in your opening hand. So usually I start off with throwing one of these on into play. That's it for our 1-drops. Lots of 1-drops in the deck. Next up, we have some 2-drops. We have our Maribella, Small Assistant Maribella. Sorry, I couldn't think there for a second. This is really good. It's a 2-drop 500/500, which is that's average. But its real ability is I like to use this card more of like a blocker, because when this card dies, you get your Maribella, one of your two Maribels from your deck. One of them is a Resonator, and one of them is a Regalia. I don't run the Regalia in this build. I did have it in my side deck. I'm not going to show my side deck in this video because it needs a lot of work because the new set's coming out. A lot of different stuff needs to be fixed in the side deck itself. But I don't think I'm going to be messing with the main deck too much. So that's why I'm not going to be showing that one. But I will get to our other Maribel soon enough. Next up, we have the Robox, 2 copies of the Robox. This is really good because it's another defender. When it dies, you search your deck until you run into a 1-drop void card, or a machine card, I think. So that's really good as well. A lot of defense with this deck, and I've learned also is your opponent doesn't really want to attack, so you kind of can just build your field up a little bit that way, because your opponent doesn't really want to attack unless they have flying. And from my experience, at least, when you have these in play. Next up, our 3-drops. We have 4 Dark Machina, Gliding Shadow. This is really good because you can search your deck for a void and put it to your hand. This can be a spell or a Resonator, which is very, very good. The only downside to this card is that it's not a machine, which is somewhat weird in my opinion, but you got 4 of those, and it's really good to have that searching power in this deck. Next, we have our Tick-Tock Automatron, 3 copies of that. This one's also very good. Pretty much does the same thing as the Robox, except for 2-drops. So basically another defender. It dies, you get you search your deck, the top cards of your deck, until you get a 2-drop and put it in play. So very good card. Our next one is a 4-drop. We have 4 Remote Control Beast. I really love this card because usually you play this card for free, because for each machine you have in play, you pay 1 less to play this card. I used to run the Remote Control Golem. I do not run that card anymore. Originally, when I first built this deck, I ran 2, and after time it went down to 1, and eventually I just dropped it all together because it didn't really do as much as I thought. It didn't have as much impact as I thought, because I'd only ever play it when I J-activated for this card. I never had 10 in play, which was its cost to actually put it out. And by the time I did get it out, I was just going for game anyway. So it didn't really matter to me too much. Next up, we have Maribel, the Insane Self-Aware Machine, 3 copies of those. This is a 5-drop. This is the Resonator I was telling you about to use with the Maribella. I'm always getting Maribella and Maribel confused. I always get their names confused for some reason, but this is Maribel, the Insane Self-Aware Machine. This is your powerhouse. This is the guy that you get out real easily. And also, if you remove from play your Maribella, this card will cost 2 less to put into play if you have that as an option, which is also extremely good. So that's it for the Resonators of the deck, which it encompasses most of the deck. Basically, this deck is just here to try to OTK your opponent, or that's how I've built this deck, is going for the OTK, and that's how I get most of my wins, is the OTK. And this is the main card that you want that's going to help you get that OTK, which is March of the Machine Lord. 4 copies. In my humble opinion, you should just run 4 straight up. There's no question to me. You want to get this card in your hand as soon as you possibly can. It costs 1 less for each machine you have, and all your Resonators gain 300 plus Swiftness. So basically, you get out your J Ruler. You got at least 4 Resonators in play. You play this card. You usually have 2 Merry Bells, which is 3,000 already, and you're already getting 300 to whatever else, so you swing with all of them for game with this card. And that's, in my opinion, the most important card in this build. And the last but not least, we have 3 copies of Merry Bella's Work. This card I was actually the most skeptical about when it first came out, because 5 is a pretty hefty cost to draw 2 cards, which is basically what it does, except, again, with this card, for each machine you have in play, it costs 1 less. So if you have 5 in play, you draw 2 cards, for free. And when I first did this, I only ran 2, and then I eventually dropped it to 1. But after I dropped it down to 1, I realized, when I'm going for game, it doesn't always work out, And it's really good to have the Merry Bell's Work to, get the extra cards in your hand, even if you don't win that turn, or even if you do win that turn. And sometimes I've even just used 1 will to draw the 2 cards, and it's helped me win the game, so I got what I needed. And eventually I did pump this up to 3 because there's just something about this card. I always seem to get it, when I need it. For whatever reason, I always feel like I always have it in my hand when I need it. I never have more than 1 in my hand usually, and I don't know. It just feels really right having it at 3, but that's my opinion. You don't have to run it at 3. You can do whatever you want with your build. And I hope that this deck really helped you with sort of your build, with your give you a couple ideas for your machine deck. Even though this is a mono green build, and there's basically just the green for the will ramp in the deck. I did have a lot more special summons in my original build because I had a lot of side deck card tech, like light and dark stuff, as well, that was mixed in that I didn't put into the main deck. But this is a really fun deck. I'm not sure how well it'll compete with the new decks coming out, but I still feel like it has a pretty decent chance. I really enjoy using this deck. This is probably one of my favorite Force of Will decks I've used, to be completely honest. I just have a lot of fun using it. And yeah, if you like my videos, guys, please subscribe. If this video helped you with your deck building, please give me a thumbs up. And you all have a wonderful day.